And now with that timer, we can get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen from around the world, welcome to Smoking Pirelli's Racing Club here for the season finale for the Mexican Grand Prix. I am your commentator Justin, or Just Gaming, however you guys prefer it. And we're going to get the show on the road. 36 laps starting with a short qualifying session around Mexico. Let's see how these drivers take it now. Hope everyone is having a good day, and good luck to all the drivers out on the field. But with the Mexican Grand Prix about to start for the season finale, let's get a quick rundown of the track. We're at the first ever Grand Prix here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in 1963, where we are again doing a 36 lap race around a 4.3 kilometer long circuit, looking around a race distance of 159.6 kilometers long, where the current lap record is a 117.774 from Valtteri Bottas back in 2021, where he stole the point off of Max Verstappen around the final laps of Mexico. How the hell do you pronounce that? This is how you pronounce it. It's Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. And that's where we are here tonight. But let's see who is going to be the one to start off this show. We have a few drivers getting themselves sorted. I'm looking at Bates putting on his set of mediums from what it looks like. So we could be looking at a mixed tire strategy here tonight. And the first person that's going to be out, I think that is going to be Bate. Yes, it is. The reserve here tonight. He is going to be the one to set the standards on those set of mediums. Let's see how he does. And let's actually go on board as we get a brief description of the track. Of course, you have this long DRS straight as you make your way down towards turn 1, 2, and 3. A little bit of a wider chicane. Not too sharp compared to other circuits. And then you make your way down towards the second DRS zone. Well, actually the first DRS zone, actually. So basically the long straight into turn 1 and this straight all the way down to turn 4. I actually got that wrong. That's actually the second DRS straight. And you make your way towards the double apex of turn 6. And then you go into sector 2 with turns 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. These a little bit tough to get around these S's and keep that momentum while trying to stay in track limits. As you just see it, just the slightest mistake, as we did just see with Bate, down towards turn 11, loses out. But now he enters sector 3 into turn 12 and now 13, where we are in the stadium sector. Turn 14, 15 to a right hand, turn 16, and a little bit of a gradual right to start off his quality pace of turn 17, and that makes up the Mexican Grand Prix. Now, with these drivers putting in these set of putting on their times, let me get a quick rundown of the standings as it is the season finale. Here in round 10, we currently have Skills Dan in the lead with 374 points, and Panda with 271 points, 103 points ahead of Panda. And with that as well, Skills Dan has already solidified the Drivers' Championship. He is the Drivers' Champion, so he's just going in for style points at this point. But Natalie is going to be fighting out with Panda for that second place. 257 points for Natalie, 271 for Panda. It's going to be pretty close. 14 points separate the two. The only thing up for grabs, though, that Skills Dan might lose out on could be the constructors, as the main two to focus on is going to be the Williams and the Aston Martin. Williams with 552 points. And Aston Martin with 486. And with there being actually Bate crossed the line at 117 and 990 for Bate. A good time there for the AlphaTauri driver. However, It's going to be tough for these drivers to see how they take this now. Infinite Fear, 117.177 for him in the Alfa Romeo, and then Jonesy takes it by a whole second, a 116.148. Now that is a time to really set the standards there for Jonesy, who is currently, I should say, where is Jonesy on the table? Jonesy is currently in 6th with the Alpine, 186 points to him. We're seeing a close battle for 4th as well with Sharpie and Zach Johnson. Sharpie with 215 and Zach Johnson with 213. So 2 points separate P4 and P5. 14 separate P2 and P3. So with this being the season finale, it's going to be all up for grabs. Zach Johnson then takes the fastest lap now, a 115.901 for the Red Bull driver, as he was able to stick it on the track and make his way around. An extraordinary time for the Red Bull. And the one thing about the Mexican Grand Prix that actually makes it a little bit different to a lot of the tracks is that it's actually at a higher elevation than a lot of the tracks here in Mexico, so the air is going to be a little bit thinner at this track. So these drivers really need to get a lot of downforce on those cars to stick themselves on the track, or else they'll be suffering with a lot of understeer. Well, at least that's in the real life scene. I'm not too sure in this game, but Shan has actually just crossed the line of 116.3 for him. But we still have 10 drivers still yet to put in the time. Let's see how they do. Let's see how they do practically. But let's see this now. Who's on a fast lap? Let's see who's on a fast lap. Groenfeld is going to be starting his lap now. We're actually going to go on board with Skills Dan, setting a purple sector 1. So could be opted for a quick time here if he keeps that momentum, as he now makes his way towards 7. I'm going to show you how tough it is on these drivers with the G-forces. Turn 7, 8, now 9, into 10. And then the slight left-hander right here of turn 11. Really easy to lose it, as Skills Dan takes a little bit of a slippery exit there. Was able to stick it on there. Purple sector 2 for him as well, as he now enters the stadium sector. Let's see what time he's going to be setting. Only got a few corners left to go. Turns 14, 15, now 16. To the final corner of 17. Hits the wall on the exit, and he's actually going to shoot back into the pit lane. That actually could have been a very, very good time there for Skills Dan, but he just abandons it at the last second, and he didn't even invalidate. So a little bit of a strategy change for Skills Dan potentially. But now Spillage is on his outlap as well. We're actually going to go on board with Groenfeld, as he's going to be finishing his lap now. Gets a 117.137. And I actually just missed it. And Infinite Fear improves from a 117.177 to a 16.9. So breaking the 117 second barrier. We also saw Sharpie breaking that as well. A 116.528 for him, as he now goes up 4th fastest. Now we'll be on board with Assassin as he's making his way around the stadium sector. Only 2 corners to go on those set of mediums. Doesn't look like it's going to be a fast lap, but he's going to reach the timing line, and it's going to be a 118.661 for Assassin. Now Panda crosses the line, and he gets a 116.687. And then it was Ozan, a 117.321 for him. But let's see now, yeah, Infinite is now pulled off the track. Groenfeld is going for another one apparently. A purple sector 2 for Groenfeld. We're going to go on board with him in this final sector. Let's see, what time is it going to be for the Mercedes man, as he has 2 corners left to go. He needs to rush towards that timing line. He's going for it, and he improves to 5th. Improves by 4.5 tenths with a 116.671. A lot of the drivers in that mid 116s there. So it's going to be very close between them all. We're actually going to go on board with Spillish now as he's reaching the timing line, and that's another mid 116, a 116.552 for Spillage, as he now takes that 5th place off of Groenfeld. So we could be opted here for a very, very good race. But now our Drivers' Championship winner of Skills, Dan, he's going for another outlap. He's going to go for another hot lap. Let's see how he does. Panda has just improved his time to a 1:16.141 on the front row, provisional front row. But now he has a lot of drivers to watch out for if he wants to keep that position. Of course, he has Jonesy right behind him, 7 thousandths of a second behind as well. You have Skills Dan, who's been dominant throughout the entirety of the season. You also have Natalie, a good competitor, and both of the Oli brothers, I like to call them, of VDV and Kobe. And all four of those drivers still yet to put in a time. So it's going to be very, very close. But now Skills Dan enters Sector 2. It looks like we have a latecomer here in this race. Looks like he had an update on the game, and he just leaves again. But Zach Johnson takes pole position now. He improves his time from a 1:15.9 to a 1:15.6 for Zach Johnson. Well done. It solidifies his spot on the top step. But Skills Dan could be the one to take it. Purple Sector 2 as well. Let's see, turn 14, now 15 to 16. He's currently 111, 112, 13, 14. Are we looking at a 14 here? No, but we're looking at a new pole sitter. Skills Dan, a 1:15.209, really shows why he is on top of both the timing, the time standings, but also the driver's standings and the constructors at this point in time as well. However, this is actually Aston Martin's opportunity to take the constructors. If Skills Dan does not finish this race, it could be Panda and Sharpie making their way with the title of constructors. They just need a 1-2, and Skills Dan out of the points, and that title is his. I mean, that title is theirs, but Skills Dan, he's going to finish this race. He's going to make his way through, and he's going to bring in another trophy for himself in that China cabinet back at home. But now let's see who else. So we have VDV that's currently on an outlap. We have Natalie, and we also have Kobe on an outlap. We're actually going to go on board with Jonesy now, as he is now down 3/10 crossing the line. Let's see, is he improving into Sector 2? He's only down by 56 thousandths of a second, so he can definitely improve on that as he now makes his way towards turn 6. And now the dreaded S is easy to go off the track limits. Really got to keep it tight and get those reaction times in there as he makes his way around the circuit. There he goes. He's stayed inside. He's getting a little bit of slipstream from the Red Bull, and he is actually close to impeding that lap, the Red Bull driver of Shan. But Jonesy was able to keep it there, get past. Now he's in the stadium sector as he makes his way towards turn 16 and 17. Goes on the throttle, has a little bit of a slippery exit there, but he's going to improve to third, a 1:15.807 for Jonesy. However, Shan could be in the hot seat right now with the stewards. Could really be looking at getting us some sort of penalty after impeding that. Natalie has spun around turn 3, and she is not looking good out there. Not a good start for her, but still plenty of time left, as we're now going to go on board with VDV as he is making his way across the circuit, now entering Sector 3 with a purple Sector 2. This could be a good race for him. Spins those tires down towards turn 16. A little bit of a slower entry to that corner, but he's going to get on the throttle and he's going to go second fastest. A 1:15.579 for VDV. Extraordinary time from him there, as Al Patron still tries to reconnect, but is struggling a little bit. But now we're actually going to go on board with Natalie, who's going to be starting a new lap after spinning around. It's not going to be a good time for her. And same with Kobe, actually, both of them having mess-ups on their lap there. Is Natalie spinning around and going into the pit lane, where Kobe has impeded his lap and is going to go for another one. And that was one thing I never understood, though. iCommons, as you guys just saw, iCommons has just left the session while he was spectating. I thought he was actually going to be joining me in the comments box for a sec there. But, no, he just wanted to watch it instead of, wanting to watch it, before he had his race. So he now leaves, takes an early leave. I mean, that gives me a sour taste in my mouth, because then, if that's the case, then what's the point of the commentary? But it doesn't matter. We're still here for smoking Pirellis. Let's get the show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Close to 3 odd minutes left in qualifying to see actually where the grid makes up. Kobe just stays within track limits, getting very close to that white line, as he now has a purple sector 2. It looks like everyone's getting purple sector 2s at this point, so it's nothing special at this point. But now he's making his way towards turn 16 and 17. What time is he gonna set? New second fastest for Kobe, a 1:15.470. He's got to owe that lap time there to VDV after actually giving him a setup where that was actually one thing Kobe was lacking before the session was created. So VDV really coming in clutch there for Kobe, and Kobe really utilizing that new setup as he makes his way on the front row. But Zach Johnson, is he going to reply there? And he's actually right behind his team of the reserve of Bate. So Zach Johnson is making his way down, but no, he's not going to be answering as of yet. 2 minutes left of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how these drivers do. Zach Johnson, I'm pretty sure he's going to go into the pit lane now. Yep, that was his in lap. Skills Dan is back out there on a new set of softs, looking to improve, potentially breaking into the 1:15 second barrier. And you can see Skills Dan just going easy with the tires as Kobe has retired into the pit lane, and he is going to be happy with a 1:15.470. Zach Johnson still yet to exit out of that pit lane. He really needs to act now if he wants to try and get into that front row, but I think it's kind of too late for him at this point, as Skills Dan is going to be going for another lap, as Zach Johnson now retires into the pit lane with a 1:15.486. A lot of mid 1:15s, a lot of mid 1:16s, a few 17s, and one 1:18. Looks like Natalie is going to be right behind Skills Dan as well, so this is her last chance to get some sort of time on the grid here and trying to get into that top 10. However, let's just see how she does. But Skills Dan now improving by a 10th, entering sector 2, and he impedes his lap on the exit of turn 5, and that's going to be it for him. And still a very good time of 1:15.2. He could have broken the 1:15 second barrier, probably getting a 1:14.9, but we're not going to be able to see that at this point, as Natalie now makes her way through sector 2. Now entering sector 3, we have a yellow flag. So easy to invalidate here. Yeah, it really is, and it takes the best out of these drivers. But now Natalie, what time is she gonna set? She does have enough time to potentially go for a backup, like 2 laps. Oh no, she does not. This is gonna be it. What time is she gonna set as he reaches the timing line, and she goes second fastest, a 1:15.416. Getting it in the dire moments. Skills Dan has pole position for the time being. Is anyone gonna try and take that away from him, as VDV also invalidates? Let's see, Jonesy is down 2/10 on his time. Doesn't look like he's gonna go for it. Bate is down 10 seconds on his time. Sharpie looks like he's improving by a few thousandths entering Sector 3. He just needs to stick this final sector, and he'll be past Bait. But let's see, does he have the skills to get it? As he now makes his way across turn 17. And he does. He improves by 2/10, getting right behind his teammate as well, with a 1:16.147 and 6 thousandths between the two Aston Martins. So really shows that those two drivers really are on the same skill set. Infinite Fear has invalidated his time. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pole sitter for our drivers champion of Skills Dan, with Natalie making up the front row, Kobe and Zach making up the second. Then we have Groenfeld, VDV, Jonesy, Panda, Sharpie, Shane, Bait, Spillage, Assassin, Infinite Fear, Ozone, and Tolmark rounds up the rear. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take myself a little bit of a break while we get the drivers up and running. And we are back. So it looks like a clear sunny day here in Mexico. No rain, not even a single cloud from what I see. Nice blue skies. And this is going to be one to watch. Now, 20 seconds as these drivers make their setups, get everything sorted, their pit strategies. We're probably looking at a one-stop strategy here tonight. But let's see how they do. As we're going to get ourselves ready for the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are underway now for the Mexican Grand Prix. An amazing start there for Natalie. Actually, amazing start there for Skills Dan and Kobe, as Natalie now tries to take the defensive line on the inside. Kobe squeezing her as well. Going to quickly shoot around the outside now. And a deep dive for the Mercedes of Groenfeld and the Red Bull of Zach Johnson. But Natalie now pushes her way back up to fourth. And we have a spin near the back of Panda. And I do believe, yeah, that is Panda. Panda was the one that spun around. We also have Ozone right here on Infinite, as they're going to go side to side down turn 4. And Infinite is going to be the one to take that position. Sharpie and Shane now. Shane on the inside, and a big push there from Spillage on Sharpie there. A little bit of contact as they make their way through, but Sharpie is able to close the gap and hold on to that position. Now going to go back up to the front of the grid with Kobe. He's looking for the switchback. He's going to go around the outside, but Skills Dan shuts the door in front of him. And Skills Dan is going to keep on to that lead. So far, a few position changes. Skills Dan has the race lead at the end of lap 1. Kobe is closing the gap here, as we're now going to go on board with Kobe. He's looking on the inside. He's now almost a full car length ahead. Skills Dan is going to try to defend around the outside. A squeeze there from Kobe. Skills Dan again tries to get the position. Try to pull the switchback. Push Kobe on a tough line there through that chicane. And Kobe still is going to try and fight using that ERS. Down turn 4. We have another spin near the back, and that's Zach Johnson. And Kobe and Skills Dan are still going side by side. And then there you go. Kobe then takes the lead. Skills Dan trying to squeeze in around turn 6. Couldn't get that nose in there. And he's going to fall behind. Kobe now takes the lead of this race. We're now looking at Groenfeld right behind in second as they make the raid through the dreaded S's. Kobe actually gets a 3-second time penalty. And Skills Dan is now down by 2 seconds. Is he looking at some sort of damage? I'm not too sure. But Groenfeld gets past Skills Dan easily. VDV now trying to go past Natalie through the what's it called? The stadium chicane. And is able to hold on to it, and he now makes his way up to 4th. Skills Dan now into the pit lane, and there's going to be a virtual safety car in play as DRS has been enabled. Looks like Skills Dan had front wing damage with Kobe, and that's going to mess him up a little bit, as he now one of 4 drivers to enter the pit lane. Same goes with Bait, Panda, and El Patron, all with issues with the front wing. Now we're waiting for the green lights to restart this race, and there we have it. Green lights, go go go. The virtual safety car has now ended, and we are back to racing. Tom Mark has just fallen behind of Zach Johnson, and Zach Johnson now pushes away almost by a second off of Tom Mark. Now is a second as well. Now going to go on board with Assassin, actually, as he is reserving here tonight as well, I do believe. And he's going to be right on the tail end of Jonesy. Jonesy just cut a little bit of that corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a warning for that. You see Jonesy trying to look on the inside of Ozon there. Messes up his line, and that's going to be giving Assassin the opportunity to catch up now. We now see Sharpie into the pit lane as well, so it looks like he has issues. And you can see Jonesy trying to break the slipstream, both of them with DRS. Jonesy is pulling away a little bit. Oh, and a big overtake just up ahead with Ozon and Infinite Fear. So Infinite Fear got caught off guard on Ozon. We're now looking at Jonesy probably trying to get past as well. No, he cannot. A little too far behind. Looks like we have another battle up ahead a little bit of Shan on Natalie. Natalie down to 4th after starting 2nd. Got caught off guard by Zach Johnson and Groenfeld early on. Then VDV makes his way through. And then Zach Johnson had issues. So Natalie up to 4th now. And now has to look around and seeing Shane right behind as he is closing that gap. But can he act on it? Natalie won't be having DRS. So this could be Shane's opportunity to get his way past Natalie for 4th place. Kobe still ahead, and we have a crash of Tall Mark at the back, and that's going to be a safety car. 5th lap. Tall Mark is out of this race. Let's see the damage actually as we go on board with Panda. And looks like just hit the curb, try to save it, but got completely caught off guard, and will now take an early leave off of this race. But Kobe still leads the way. Sorry about that. Kobe still leads the way by 1.8 seconds, but that's going to go down to nearly half a second as the safety car makes its way out of the pit lane, and Kobe the only one with a time penalty out there on the field, and that could be ruining his chance of a top place position. But let's just see how he takes this restart. It's just how he takes his restart, to be honest with you. That's pretty much it. Alright, and with that being said, guys, if you are joining midway, welcome to Smoking Pirelli's Racing Club, here for the season finale at Mexico, where we already saw Skills Dan take the Drivers' Championship last week at Abu Dhabi. And it looks like Kobe's setting for the set of hards now. So with a lot of these drivers making their early pit stops, the only one not to make a pit stop yet is going to be Spillage on those set of mediums. So it looks like he is going to be taking the race lead at this point in time. And we have everyone with the set of mediums except for 3 drivers, Kobe, VDV, and El Patron on a set of hards. So looking for the longer stint here to end this race. Not too sure if it will pay off, but anything can happen, of course. So now let's see how Spillage takes this restart. Kobe is catching up now with VDV as well in third. So this is going to be... Actually, Spillage could be in a good position with the new set of hards behind him. However, he could be also a sitting duck at this point as well. Anything can happen for that man in the race lead of the time for the time being. Still need to make a pit stop in this race. But with that being said as well, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to be potentially looking to restart on lap 8. So we could be looking at around 29 laps left around the Mexican Grand Prix. But let's see who is going to be the one with the right mindset. And we're actually now going to go on board with Skills Dan. And we got to say, Skills Dan, a pure dominant race throughout the season, is ahead by over 100 points in the driver standings, and just really carried his own this season. Same with his team, I do gotta say as well, as his teammate isn't here to back him up tonight. So it looks like Skills Dan is really going to be looking at getting the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors, but really is in his eyes is practically going to be 2 Drivers' Championship trophies in one season, because he was the one that contributed more than 2/3 of the team's points. However, with that being said, we still could also see Aston Martin make their way up for the Constructors, and I think that's the one thing that Skills Dan is going to be fighting for here tonight. And now we're actually waiting on El Patron. Has he gotten a new set of tires? He has switched to the set of softs. So that could be a different sort of strategy here for the Mercedes driver. But definitely those softs are not going to last the rest of this race. So regardless, he's going to be having to make another pit stop at some point in this race, because those set of softs, they are not going to last. There is no way they're gonna last. But now we are waiting on him to catch up with the pack, and the safety car is gonna stay out, so we could be looking at the start of lap 9. So maybe 27. Wait, no, 28 laps left around the Mexican Grand Prix. As he now catches up with the pack, the safety car is still going to stay out, so not getting there just in time. Hards will last a good pace. Yep, they will. They will last a very, very good pace. So those set of hards of Kobe VDV are really going to last, and El Patron actually getting off of the hard compound train and going with the set of softs. So a little bit of a different strategy, as Natalie has crashed out during the formation, during the safety car lap, and Skills Dan now hit with a 5-second time penalty during this race. What happened to Natalie here? I have no idea what happened there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be popping off in the chat. I'm actually going to have the chat up, but... And it looks like Kobe is the first one to say it. and I have no idea what happened there. I just missed out on that. All I saw was Natalie's out of this race, and now both of the Ferraris are now completely gone from this race, and that could be giving McLaren the easy opportunity to make their way up to third in the... Actually, no, they wouldn't be able to regardless. Never mind. They're too far behind. They're around 75 points behind. Yeah, so there's no way that the McLaren are going to make it past. The Ferraris, though, have secured their second place position, and if it stays like this, it's going to be a new well, it's going to be 2 trophies for the Williams team and 2 trophies for Skills Dan. But now Spillage, with the safety car being in, he can go whenever he feels, and he's going to drop the hammer a little bit later, so Kobe's able to match up to that. VDV has spun around into the pit lane. Skills Dan now has no front wing, and VDV is going to fall down to 14. Jonesy also has issues. So the hards for VDV did not warm up in time, but Kobe then retakes the lead early on in this race. Skills Dan now down to 15th, and that could be a huge blow for him. But now, ladies and gentlemen, Kobe has taken the lead in this race, and he is now almost ahead by a second with Spillage's old set of mediums. And it just shows that Kobe is just miles ahead of everyone in this race as it stands now. Madness, absolute madness. You said it right there, Jack. You said it right there. But yeah, but now Gronfeld is going to be looking on the inside of Spillage, and he's going to make up the position coming into the stadium sector. Now the Red Bull of Shane is going to try and get past Spillage with a questionable racing line there. And Shane is now going to try and get past. It's going to be difficult for him. But actually, is it going to be difficult? Spillage has the blinking red lights, and that could be giving Shane the opportunity to think, alright, this is my shot to get past the ERS and the slipstream. Spillage's ERS is blinking. Is he going to go for it here? No, he is not. He's going to stay right behind in 4th, but he could catch him out later on in this lap. Spillage now down below 10% on ERS. That rear light is flashing. But now we're looking at Zach Johnson on Sharpie as they make their way now towards turn 4. Sharpie on the inside. Is he going to battle through it? No, he is not. Zach Johnson is able to make his way up to 8th place, and right behind Infinite Fear. Let's see if Zach is going to be making his way past, but we're now going to go on board with Skills Dan, who has had a seriously unfortunate start with the restart, and I'm actually looking at this now, so it actually looks like Tom Mark got actually taken out by El Patron in the stadium sector. Let's see this now. Oh yeah, huge push there early on in lap 2, and then of course Tom Mark making the way. So that was why early on in the race we saw a bunch of drivers make their way into the pit lane. I just saw the damage on the car. Very unfortunate for him. But with that also being said, actually hold on. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Give me a quick second. We're gonna have a special guest in the comms box. Gonna have to invite them in real quick. Okay, cannot find Natalie's name. Hold on, give me a sec. Looks like I'm gonna have to type out the name real quick. Natalie, if you're... Hold on. Let me just tell her I can't really find her name, but we have a overtake of Shane now on spillage with the DRS. But let's see this now. So Shane is able to push his way into the podium positions. Hold up. Mind doing it. Alright, give me a sec, guys. I should be able to find Natalie if she has done it correctly. There we go. Got her in. But there you go. But guys, if you guys are joining in midway, we still are on a lap 13 now, I do believe. Oh, and a huge crash there from Jonesy. We just caught on to that through the S sectors, and that's going to be another safety car in this race. Natalie, welcome to the comms box. Hopefully you enjoyed your stay. But what happened just then? Because all I saw was during the safety car, as we now have another one here, and you're just into the wall. Like, what happened?
I've reached a new low in my life.
Yeah, I saw that you said that in the chat. I was like, what in the world is going on here?
I was warming my tires and my rears let go. So
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I've reached a new low in my life. Yay, go me! I was fighting for the Drivers' Championship, guys. I'm really good at this game. Not.
Oh
Bye.
my god, Natalie.
I'm back.
Well, the first two drivers out of this race is the Ferraris, and let's just say one of them did not had a Mazepin IQ level with their incident. Yeah.
No. I did a Mick Schumacher because Mick Schumacher crashed into a wall, remember, when he was warming his tyres.
Yeah, they're both in the Haas, so it makes sense.
I'm Mick Schumacher, so winning
fair.
life. Woo!
But so far in this,
the best bit.
Yeah.
Rich was watching my stream at the time,
Oh,
and
Lord.
he just goes, "Oh dear, can't park there. I'm glad I didn't miss that. Lol, LMFAO. Mono, my tyres are gone. Now what are you gonna do?"
Well done. All I can do is applaud you. That's all I can do at this point.
I've completed this game now. Like, thank you everyone. I'm never gonna play it again. This is my last season. Bye.
Oh,
Done
so you're doing
bye.
commentary then, yeah?
No.
Oh, come on now. But welcome to the comms box. I'm fortunate with the safety car restart. So far so good. We see a few battles at the start, but actually, since you're in here, quick interview time. What happened at the beginning of the race? You got instantly caught off guard from Zach Johnson and Gronfeld into turn 1.
Yeah, it's the worst place you can be round here is front row. Because it's a really, really long drag down to T1, and it's quite a pinch point into the first chicane as well. So they both had a really good run on me, but I'd rather not do anything stupid into T1 and brake a little bit earlier, because you never know what other people are going to do. Because I mean, like, the actual Grand Prix, if you remember last year, there was that massive incident with like Bottas, Ricciardo, and like 5 other drivers.
For some reason, it's always Bottas, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's such a pinch point round here, and it's a lot of cars in a very, very tiny space. And I was thinking of, because like it's last race of the season, if I'm ever going to catch up Panda, which I'm not now, shock. If I was ever going to catch up Panda, my race is a lot longer than the first couple of corners, so I had a much better qualifying than I was anticipating, but I know that I'm really bad round here. So I just wanted to think of the long game, basically, and just go with it and see how we went, and just make it through the first couple of corners, but your girl can't drive down a straight line in safety car conditions when she's warming her tyres. So realistically, was I ever going to finish this race? Probably not. But
Well,
on the
I mean,
bright
I
side,
wish
Rich has scored again, the
I'm pretty.
highlight of the season. So boom,
Yeah, I'm
winning
pretty
in
sure
life.
you would have wanted to. If you're ever gonna crash, you would have crashed in like
S's.
a more
S's killed me.
understandable way instead
The S's
of.
won. Well, I mean, I only did one actual lap in quali because the first one I spun on. So I don't like this track. I don't get on
Oh
with
yeah,
this
I
track.
saw that. Yeah, at the first chicane.
Yeah.
So that was just a little bit of a teaser about what happened, but we never knew it was going to be that bad.
Yeah, I'm
But
not great round here. I think I've only ever actually finished like one league race round here. It's sort of like my kryptonite. I'm not very good round here. Because all of the curbs just look really inviting, so you want to sit on them. But if you sit on them, you spin.
yep, and you know me, Natalie. I still have to have this in the background. Portugal is versing North Macedonia now for the World Cup qualifiers, and we
North Macedonia,
just
I don't follow football, but North Macedonia knocked out Italy, if I remember right, didn't
yep 1-0 in the final
oi,
minutes.
oi. Nice one.
Yeah. And now that is back to back where Italy is knocked out of World Cup before even being qualified. So
Yeah.
not good for Italian people out there. One of my main let's say rivals back in high school. He's not gonna be watching this, but he is Italian, so he's not gonna be happy, and that's gonna give me a lot of joy. But now with the safety car coming in, we're going to be starting at lap 16. It's going to be 21 laps left around the Mexican Grand Prix. And Kobe will be starting off on those set of hards. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold off Groeneveld and try to get ahead with that time penalty as well. And he's going to go straight to the line. And here he goes. And Groeneveld might be catching him out here. Ozan with a good start as well on Shane, as both of the Aston Martins switch their positions. Groeneveld is closing in into turn one. He's looking on the inside. Is he going to bite at it? He is. He's going to dive on the inside here. The tires locked up a little bit, and there goes Groeneveld. Kobe and Groeneveld, a little bit of contact between each other on the restart lap on turn one. And now Groeneveld down to 14th. That might actually have to go down to the stewards, because I'm not too sure what happened. He was the one that really got the problem out of that. Bait with a huge dive there cuts the corner.
But I mean, that incident that just happened, you just saw with Kobe and Grunfeld, is exactly what I avoided on lap one. It's so easy to do here because it's a big pinch point. The curbs are huge and they will spin you. And just the natural way that it goes left, right, no, right, left, right. Yeah? Right, left, right, yeah.
Yep, right, left, right, yeah.
Right, left, right. It's very difficult. You can't really run two people through there. There's always one person that comes off a lot worse. So like you just saw with Grunfeld and Kobe there, like you can win or lose it there, and sometimes it's better off just backing off a little bit early and just settling to follow, because you've got another big straight. So if you get a good exit out of there, you can stick it on them into the next one.
Exactly.
But you got to pick and choose your moments sometimes. But we've got Sharpie right on the back of Infinite Fear here. There's a lot of cars very close to each other around in this sort of mid-pack at the moment as well.
Yep, and we actually just saw Zach Johnson still battling himself with Ozan in second, as he actually let Shane through. So good team strategies right there. We didn't really see that last week at Abu Dhabi with you, Natalie, and your teammate. But with that also being said...
Memories.
Yeah. Memories, memories, memories. But also with that being said, it is guaranteed at this point. You can tell me if I'm wrong, Natalie, but at this point, Skills Den has already won the Drivers' Championship. And
yeah, Dan's won the championship, and then it's between
Aston Martin and the Williams.
Oh, and VDV is out.
Oh, and in same corner as well as the other two of Jonesy and Tolmark, and that's going to be the third safety car in this race. And with that now, VDV is out, and we actually were just talking about him as well. Was he your teammate last week, or was it Kobe? I forget which Ole it was.
Yeah, it was VDV. But I mean, I was in a party with Mark, and obviously Mark Panda was involved in something fairly early on. and he obviously got put all the way down to the back, and he was worried about his P2 in the championship. But you're pretty much guaranteed to get at least 2 or 3 safety cars around here, because it is a bit of a car killer, and it's so easy to spin around here, and the walls are very close. They're deceptively close. So it's so up in the air, and I mean, like, Ozan in P5 is absolutely smashing it. He's having a great race around here, and Infinite Fear, really, really good race as well. He's going to hopefully be a new full-time driver for next season, but this is his first race with us. And then you've got Assassin, who's reserving for tonight, as well as Bait, and they're both looking at Thursday, I believe, for next season for our other division.
Yep.
So, no, some really, really good results off at the moment, and Kobe by no means is walking this at all. I mean, every single time when I was still driving, funny times, he was having a really, really good scrap up front with Grunfeld and Skills Dan from the looks of it. He wasn't pulling away at all. They were really giving him for his money. This is
their opportunity to prove themselves if they're good, if they're going to be a contender in those new leagues that they're joining in. So let's just see how far they can take this. Now Ozan is the biggest winner so far, up 10 points, and Skills Dan currently the biggest loser, down 8 positions. Sorry, not 10 points, 10 positions. 8 positions for Skills Dan. Had pole position as well, but just got unfortunate with some of the incidents out there, and he now falls down to 9th. But he's still in a resurgence. But one person I do gotta say actually that I'm gonna be watching out on for a little bit. Was it Infinite or was it Spillage that had those set of softs earlier?
I can have a look for you if you'd like.
Well,
I'll pull the race director up. So pit stops, you're looking at. So you think it's between. So Infinite Fear started on the softs and went on to the mediums. He had a front wing change as well. And then who was the other one? Spillage. Yeah, Spillage has put softs on. And Infinite Fear's on the hards, I believe, but Spillage has gone back onto mediums.
Well, all he needs to do is just nurse those tires and make the way to the end.
Yeah, that's the easier way of looking at it.
That's the only thing.
So we've got a mix of hards, mediums. There's one person on the softs, which is Grunfeld. I can't see those lasting all the way to the end because I did 1 push lap on my softs and 5 racing laps, I believe, and they were on about 27% already. So the tyre deg around here is very, very big. And the other thing that you need to be really careful of is, as a few drivers found out apparently, is that last corner going onto the main straight after a safety car restart, because even during racing conditions the rear of the car gets very, very light round there typically, and it is quite a low traction sort of corner. So especially with slightly cold tyres, especially if you're on the hards, you've got to be really, really careful to not light the rears up and just have your rear overtake you. Because I mean, if you look at on board with Shizm right now, he's looking like he's not got that much grip, so it'll be interesting to see how all these drivers get on in that last corner.
Well, they're making their way to around the last quarter now. Kobe taking it the easy way through the final corner, and he's going to go on it now right on the timing line. Assassin with a good restart there on Zach Johnson. Could be caught out off guard into turn 1. He's looking on the inside here. Zach Johnson trying to close the gap, and he does successfully, and Assassin just slots right behind. We have a few people near the back of Sharpie trying to go around the outside on Infinite into turn 1. That's going to be giving Spillage the opportunity to take that position, which he takes it. Sharpie goes shooting off of the track, almost crashing right into the wall, having a little bit of a collision there with Spillage.
We saw Grunfeld and Dan just then really, really nice side by side through that first chicane, which is incredibly difficult to do. So that was really good driving from both of them then. Neither of them backed out, but they both made sure.
But Grunfeld's going for it now on turn 6, just squeezing himself into that space on the inside there, and with those new set of softs.
On these softs, he's off.
And
I just realised I've got part of the audio off. Hang on, let me change my stream settings because I can't hear you. I just realised.
Oh well, well done.
Sorry.
No
I wasn't
worries.
expecting you to be here. Sorry.
What do you mean you
We
didn't
should be able
expect me
hear
to
you
be
now.
here? You're the one that asked to come in.
No, as in, like, obviously when I set my stream up, I wasn't expecting to have party audio on. So, sorry.
Is that two things now?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine, you're fine. But I hope that they can hear you on my end, because I have it where everyone, like, if you guys have it to where your voice is allowed to be shared. But Groenfeld is closing in now with those new set of softs. He's trying to get past the hard runner of Infinite Fear, as they're now going to squeeze their way around turn 1, and Groenfeld, with the late braking, is able to get past Infinite. A little bit of a better grip.
Easy pass. Yeah.
Oh, but now Bait is going to go side to side with Sharpie. Sharpie trying to get the position there. And same with
that 3-second time penalty as well.
So a lot of drivers messing up with the time penalties out here. And actually talking about that, let's actually see what these drivers are on at the moment. So far, we're looking at Kobe and Assassin with 3 seconds in first and fourth. We're also looking at Groenfeld with 8 seconds, Infinite Fear with 6. We're seeing Sharpie with 3 seconds, El Patron with the most out there, 14 seconds. That's hard to do. For him, because I don't really remember El Patron getting that many time penalties, or is this his first race?
He's usually pretty consistent as Al Patron. But no, I mean I'm on board at the moment with this Assassin Zach Shazam battle is very, very close. Zach getting helped along a little bit by his teammates, who's in DRS of him as well. But this double DRS zone at Mexico is just an absolute killer if you have the car in front.
Exactly.
It's such long straights here, so you just haven't really got a chance at all. But it'll be interesting to see whether Shazam, as a reserve, lets Zach through, or if he holds him up a little bit. Because obviously, I think Zach is fighting for P2. He's definitely fighting for P3, so he should be able to overtake me. Woo! But no, it'll be very interesting to see if Shazam in front plays the team game or not.
Well, of course, Zach Johnson being last season's runner-up, if I do remember correctly. It was very close between him and Captain Jack, well, now known as Drunken Pirate. Yeah, right at the end of the season as well, and it came down to the fastest lap in that race.
Yep, fastest lap.
Yep, that's the one thing I do. That was like the main thing I remember.
Yeah. I was heartbroken for him because I was in a party at the time, and we were all trying to work it out for him with the maths, and yeah, it was gutting, that was.
Yeah, because if Captain Jack didn't get the fastest lap at Singapore, Zach Johnson would have won, because they would have been tied on points, and Zach Johnson had the most wins compared towards those two throughout the season.
Yeah.
But just,
I mean, this train behind Infinite Fear is mad.
well, same right behind Shane as well. Look at Groenfeld. Groenfeld is going to be biting on Assassin here. He's trying to get past with those new set of softs. He's been on a resurgence in this race, and there you go, moving back up to fourth. Spillage and Infinite having a battle here, and it looks like Spillage is going to hold on to that position, and Infinite's trying to hold up, and Groenfeld is gone on turn 3, where you actually spun during qualifying.
I wonder if he got on the power a tiny bit too quickly. Because the way that the cars crashed, it looks like he might have just lit those rears up a little bit and just kicked out the rear. It's very easy to do, yeah.
Very easy to do. And Shane!
Shazam with the drive-through as well.
Oh, it's Shizm? I thought you just said a Z instead of an A or an E, like Shane or Shen. I have no idea. Sort of 1997, why not?
But...
Oh, and Jack says that was actually a fun fact about last season. Jack actually won the championship without actually winning a race. He never won a race at all last season, but he came up with the title. So it doesn't always go down to wins; it goes down to that consistency.
Yeah. And massive shout out right now to Yuzuri as well with my first sub on my Twitch channel. So you're an absolute bae. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it.
Well, there you go. I'm seeing, Natalie, I told you. It's going to take a few.
Something good has come out of me binning it in a wall, so he clearly feels sorry for me.
Are you sure that's a good thing?
I mean, if I get subs, if I bin it in walls, then yeah, sure. I mean, to be fair, if you follow me on Twitch and you get the notification, then I'm pretty sure that my new thing is Nat Packers is live. Come see if I'll drive into a wall. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there you go. Well, don't make that
Spoiler alert! I did today. Woo! Go me. So there you go.
Pretty much, yeah. And it was unfortunate, and it was just in the weirdest way. It's not like how Portugal just missed a clear open shot. But what's it called? So far with the safety car coming out, do you think that these drivers could be opting for a set of softs to end this race? Like
12 laps. It would be a push.
Well, it would probably be 10 at this point because there's going to be another lap of safety car.
Even then, it might be a bit of a push, to be honest, because they degrade so fast around here. And when the tyres feel bad as well around here, you've got no confidence, and it's very, very easy to lose it when that happens. So if it was me and I was wanting to pit, I'd probably put the mediums on just to have that little bit of extra grip, personally.
That's just reassurance in
yeah
that you can actually last the rest. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's one of those tracks where you need to have confidence on throttle, and you need to have confidence, especially through the S's, that you can lean on the tyres a little bit. And as soon as you start feeling that grip going, it's as soon as you pick up the throttle, and it's as soon as you start leaning on them that you notice it. And as a driver, especially around a track like here, where it is so easy to spin it and it's so easy to lose the back of the car, I personally prefer having that tyre that I can just lean on that little bit more. That's why, if it was me, I would never put the hards on around here. Just because I do not trust the hards at all. They always feel like they just don't 100% grip into the tarmac as much for me. But
I think that's the one thing about the Mexican Grand Prix, and I'm actually going to test you on this real quick, Natalie. I want to see I want to see your pronunciation on this real quick.
Okay, go for it.
The Mexican Grand Prix, you know what it's called? So it's called. So it has two names. So of course it has like the actual event name, and then it has the track name. The track name is Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Can you say that?
Wait, let me look it up so I can see what it looks like when I'm saying it, because I don't want to butcher it.
And then of
then
course,
I feel like the worst kind of person. Bear in mind also that I have. The last time that I took a Spanish lesson, I was in year 5. So when I was about
wait, so you did French through GCSEs?
GCSEs, I did Chinese.
That was an option.
Yeah, we had.
I
French,
never had that
German.
option when I did GCSEs. It was only Spanish or French.
We did French, German, Spanish, Japanese, Italian, or Chinese. I think those were all of them.
This is Mexican, not Spanish.
Then there was Russian as well.
Jack. Hold on, Natalie.
Yeah.
Natalie. Jack says this is Mexican, not Spanish.
Mexican's not a language, honey.
Jack, please, buddy. Please don't tell me.
Alright. Justin, I've got a little trivia question for you.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Brazil, what is the main language?
It's Portuguese.
There we go.
I'm Portuguese, for Christ's sake, and you're asking me that question?
I wasn't sure if you did.
If I got that question messed up, it would have been seriously bad. But we have restarted.
On Infinite right now.
Oh, who was that? Was that Shane?
I think that's Shiz, and his connection's not always very good. But it looks like something's happened to Assassin potentially. Oh no, he's just switching positions a lot with Shizen.
Yep.
I saw a red arrow and I panicked. Ooh, and they're having a good little scrap with Zach Johnson. There is a bit of carbon flying. Don't know whose it is. I think it might be Assassin's wing. Looks like it. Yeah, it just looks like Assassin might have missed the M plate there on the right hand side. Yeah, he's missing an M plate. He's going to need a wing change. But Panda doing a really, really solid recovery drive at the moment because he was right down the bottom. But just go show you what safety cars can do. And I mean, got Spillage up in P1 at the moment, doing cracking job. Skills Dan, also another recovery drive. Ozan's just been Mr. Consistent today, hasn't he? He's just always been up there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Doing cracking. Kobe obviously is doing a Kobe and storming his way through the field, as per usual.
as we're actually going to go on board with him now, as he's closing in on Ozan here during this straight. 6/10 now, and with that DRS is going to try and stay within that slipstream. I believe if he uses ERS on this as well, he could have actually gotten the position, but he's still. But that's the one thing about this track as well that makes it a little bit different to the majority of the tracks in the calendar. There's technically 3 DRS zones, but 2 of them are connected with the same DRS detection point. Of course,
I think he's going to go for the move here.
Yep, and here he goes on the inside on Ozan. They're still battling out through turn 5 now, and Kobe was just able to stay within track limits. Ozan tried to push him out, but had to yield, and Kobe then makes his way back up to 4th. Now Skills Dan is trying to eye down spillage through this tough sector 2. I say the biggest part of this track that really takes out both the energy in the drivers and also the energy in those rubbers as well. So
I'm sticking on board right now with Mark and with Panda and Zach as they go side by side going into the stadium section. They're absolutely neck and neck. Neither one of them's backing out at all. But it looks like Zach's just managed to get the move done through stadium. So really, really nice move there from Zach.
But now can he stay within actually, yeah, he just stayed within a second of Ozan. I'm not too sure if he has DRS here. Oh no, it's just been activated this lap. So none of these drivers will be having the DRS as of yet.
I have a feeling that Panda might be thinking about setting up a move back on Zach Johnson in this next DRS straight. Obviously, won't have DRS this particular lap, but next lap we will.
Or is it Zach trying to get past Ozan here? Because you can see the gap closing in. He's looking on the inside. He had a quick look there, but he's going to stay right behind.
Zach had a very good exit out of that first chicane then, because Panda was right on the back of him, and don't know if Panda had a particularly bad exit or if Zach just had a very good one, because Zach was nowhere near that close to Ozan going into it.
Well, I have no idea, but it looks like Zach has actually... Well, one thing that is guaranteed is that Zach has definitely caught up with Ozan now, and Kobe is actually looking at Skills Dan. Look at the front 3 now, super close quarters. Kobe's looking around the outside of Skills Dan into turn 16 now. Well, turn 14 and 15, now towards turn 16. Both of them will be having DRS, but Kobe with a little bit of a faster exit with those set of mediums compared to the set of hards. He could be looking at getting second place here for the time being, but Skills Dan has an ace of his sleeve. Clean race, no time penalties, so he could be looking at getting a race win here. Zach Johnson now has just gotten past Ozan.
Done by 2 drivers in 1 corner.
Yep, and that was actually the case. Not too sure what happened. Well, actually, yeah, no DRS.
Again.
Yeah.
They're both going to get DRS again, so this is just going to be a drag race down to the next chicane.
And you know Kobe's going to go for
through
it.
Side by side.
He's trying to stick his nose in there. Trying to get the switchback here. He got the switchback. Beautiful stuff right there for Kobe. Takes the race lead. And Skills Dan goes a little bit off the track and has a 3-second time penalty. So the only driver with no time penalties right now is actually Mark, Panda 25.
For me, that overtake that Kobe just did on Dan, that's move of the season. That was a gorgeous overtake, that was.
We're going to have to check. For the latest, yes, it's one of the best overtakes in the latest times, but I think we're going to have to sit down and look at all the footage.
I've had some very good battles with Pi at a couple of tracks this season. But that overtake that Kobe just pulled on Dan going around the outside, then backing off and going for the switchback, really, really nice move.
Honestly, and it is tough to do.
Look how good that DRS is around here, though, because Dan was about pretty much bang on a second behind Kobe going down that main straight to start off with, and he pulled it down to 4/10, and he's going to get DRS again here. So if he can cling on and stay in DRS range, might get towed round enough for him to be able to recharge the ERS a little bit and go for another attack on him when those mediums start to die. What lap did Kobe put the mediums on?
Well, let's see now. He currently has 5 lap olds, so during the safety car on lap 24 or 25.
I'm only asking you just because it's going to be you that's footage I pull, that's all.
Yeah, no worries.
My own, so.
But so far, with now... Once they cross the line, 6 laps left to go. I think it's pretty much said and done about who's going to be potential driver of the day in this race, Natalie. And
Mine's Ozan. 100% Ozan.
Ozan, okay, that's a bit different.
Great race as Ozan. I'm absolutely buzzing for him. Because he's been consistently top 5, top 6 throughout this whole race from what I've seen. Which is a really good result for him. And especially when you consider the people that we've got in recently that are new drivers in the league, they are very, very quick. And he's really pulling his own. The other one, Spillage, is doing a cracking job today as well.
I was actually going to say a little bit differently, though. Because
I'm intrigued.
I was going to say Skills Dan, mainly because, if you remember at the beginning of this race, he had that incident where he spun around and fell all the way down with no front wing as well, right at the start of the safety car, with him, Assassin, and Jonesy. Now we're seeing him back up to second place, and I think this right here, this race, just really shows that why he has the most points in the Drivers' Championship. Even when he's at the lowest of lows with no front wing, had to pit, and it was right after a safety car, like right at the start of a safety car, he's actually pushed his way out, and he's back up to second at this point, and with his time penalty, that could actually be going down potentially with the stewards, because he was battling out with Kobe, and he just had a bad line there.
We don't remove 3 seconds, so we're mean.
Well, regardless of that, he still is in second place right now. Kobe could be looking at getting another time penalty, and that could be giving Skills Dan the race win. And just with a pure dominant season as well for him.
Ooh,
but
and Panda's going to be on the back of Infinite Fair here as well. Panda's another one that's right up there for me, to be completely honest with you, because he was obviously right down at the back of the field from the start of the race, but he's had a really good recovery drive, and he's kept it very cool, and is really coming back at it. But this is the beauty of having so many safety cars, is that pretty much no matter what happens, it pulls you back in. But I mean, we've got a bit of a DRS train right now behind Ozan, so Infinite Fear gets the jump on him into that next chicane. But Ozan doing the nice little switchback there, gets a little bit better traction, and gets the move back on him. I have a feeling that he might
they're still going to go side to side through turn 7.
Really nice.
But Infinite
Fear just thinking that Ozan was going to squeeze him a little bit more than he did there, I think. But really nice driving from all of them there, making sure that everyone gets enough space.
Yeah,
but
so
Sharpie's
clean racing
very
there.
Close to Panda. Going
he's
for the
looking
move
at
down
it.
Towards the castle, but that lets El Patron potentially through as well, going 3 wide in. So
Yep,
Panda really losing out there. Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
I think that's
I don't know what
Spillage.
that's for.
Oh no, that was Zach Johnson actually. So Zach Johnson looks like he had a little bit of a hiccup around the final corner, but now we're actually going to go on board with El Patron. He has just gotten past Sharpie, but now Ozan is going to look around the outside, and now Ozan has pushed his way up to 5th place. But now 4 laps left to go here, Natalie. It's going to be a close one.
Definitely, but I mean, the main reason that I've got Ozan as my driver of the day personally is just he's pace usually, he's consistent midfielder, so he's had a really good result here anyway. But the other thing is that obviously with there being so many safety cars, it's pulled people back into the race, but Ozan's just consistently been up there. No matter what the circumstances, when the safety cars come out, he's always sort of been around P5, P6, and he's had a very consistent race. And the other one for me obviously is Panda, because it's such a tricky track around here to be able to keep it in track limits, because especially when your tyres start degrading, it's very easy to run slightly wide and just have that little wobble. But so to be able to do 36 laps around here and not get a corner cut.
Oh, hold on! We're looking at a deep dive here on Sharpie.
Ooh.
El
Very
Patron.
nice move, Sharpie.
That was very ambitious, but it did pay off. El Patron on turn 12, the entrance of the stadium sector, went a little bit wide there into that corner, and Sharpie was able to catch him out on that mistake and just dive that nose right in there. Now he's in 7th. Gronfeld has left the session after crashing out, and he's looking at Infinite Fear now. And then now El Patron is trying to answer back, and now he spins around into the grass. Little bit ambitious dive there from El Patron. Very tough to get that job done. Assassin now is going to be able to get past and make his way up to 9th. And we're still seeing Infinite trying to fend off against Sharpie here. Sharpie now diving on the inside once again. And now they touch, and he goes into the wall, and now he is out of this race. Sharpie now making it. Oh, very unfortunate for him. Infinite Fear. Infinite Fear and Sharpie had a little bit of a collision through turn 6, that double apex. And Sharpie is the one to lose out on it. But now Panda is going to be trying to make up that position, getting a little bit of a revenge, potentially, for his teammate there. He's right on the tail end of Infinite as they make their way towards the DRS straight. Still in yellow sector 2. And there we go, the marshals are able to get that car out of the way. Zach Johnson is able to make his way up to 3rd place now. A good resurgence for him, and Panda now up to 6th. But now, it's coming to the near end, ladies and gentlemen, of the Smoking Pirelli's season, where we now have 2 laps left around the Mexican Grand Prix. Kobe still in the lead, ahead of Skills Dan by 4.2 seconds, now 4.4. Skills Dan is really struggling to keep that gap, and it looks like Kobe could be our race winner here tonight, but still 11 drivers to finish off this race, potentially, as the safety car didn't come out for Sharpie, because it would have been pretty late for the safety car to come out at that point. But now, we're actually going to go back on top with Spillage and Zach Johnson, as their gap is less than a second. Spillage, has he just gone into the DRS zone there? I'm not too sure. He might have just lost out. And no, he just got into it. So the gap between him and Zach Johnson on the final lap. This is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. If Spillage is going to get his way up to 3rd, but at this point, Kobe could be your race winner here tonight, but anything can still happen. Final lap, final chance for all of these drivers to make up some positions, make up a sort of gap, and try to fight out until the checkered flag. But now it looks like the closest battle here is Spillage and Zach Johnson. We're actually going to go on board with Zach Johnson here. Oh, has a little bit of a slippery exit there on turn 5. That could be shortening the gap between them now. And it looks like Zach Johnson's going to hold on to it. But now we need to go on board with the winner here of Kobe. The fireworks are starting to fly here in Mexico, Mexico City. Kobe, a few corners left to go as he celebrates early on, turn 16, turn 17. Kobe has done it. He has won today's race for the season finale. But Skills Dan is your Drivers' Championship and now Constructors' Champion for the Williams team. 2 trophies for Skills Dan in that trophy cabinet. Pure dominant race for Skills Dan. Zach Johnson makes up the podium positions. Extraordinary season.
Williams winning Constructors?
What happened?
I'm not good with maths. Is it definitely Williams with Constructors, yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely, because Skills Dan came in 2nd. The Aston Martin could have had an opportunity, but they would have needed to go a 1-2, and Skills Dan had to get out of the points. But Skills Dan has won it.
Points, right?
You use different points for the constructors.
No, for the way that we do all the points is first.
Yeah, I know
20.
that. I know that. It's 50. It's 50 points for first place with the fastest lap 1 point.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah.
I was just checking, that's all.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I know. I do my research. I do my research, Natalie. How dare you?
I trust you. I trust you.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for Smoking Pirellis. And Skills Dan here tonight, Constructors and Drivers Champion. A pure dominant season for him, taking that 2nd step, but you know that he's going to be ecstatic back at home. It was already guaranteed the drivers, but now he has guaranteed the constructors. But now, with that being said, Natalie, you're the main woman here of Smoking Pirellis. When will we be seeing the resurgence of the next season?
So next week we've got a fun race on. So just a little bit of a break for everyone involved in the league. And then the season 4, which will be season 2 of our Thursday league, which is obviously new this season. will be starting the week after. So I think that will be. I'll double check exactly what the date is for it.
So 14 days from now.
Yeah, so that'll be starting on 12th of April and the 14th of April. But if you are interested, then keep an eye on the Facebook page, which is Smoking Pirelli's Racing Club. And we will be doing all sorts of content. So there will be driver announcements, there'll be team announcements, track list announcements, all sorts. So there'll be plenty of highlights from the season, plenty to keep an eye on.
Well,
Hopefully
with that being said, thank you so much for actually bringing me back here to Smoking Pirelli's for the season finale.
Problem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it on our end. Natalie, unfortunate at the start, but still good commentary, as always, from Natalie. And
Thanks, mate.
I've been Justin, she's been Natalie. That's going to be it for Smoking Pirelli's until the middle of April. Keep putting it in your calendar.
Say it, weren't you?
What?
You were wanting me to say it. I'm going to butcher this, so if there's any Mexican or Spanish people that are listening to this, I'm
the name, yeah, we have to do that.
Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez Circuit? Is that too bad?
That's not too bad. And then, of course, Formula One Gran Premio de la Ciudad de Mexico.
Alright, now you're just showing off and going, bye.
Have a good one. Lots of love and stay safe, everybody.